marks upon you, I am Yahweh. And if I may just speak on that, why do you think Esau was pushing this whole tattoo thing so hard? Why? Because he knew once he got people accustomed to injecting needles into their flesh and thinking it's cool and it's trendy and it's fashionable, when he comes out with this, the thing now, people are going to be all the more ready to take it because they have been conditioned into thinking, oh well, you know, getting a blood test or getting a needle in my skin is nothing, it's just something that's normal. He's normalized it. That's why a lot of these people now, the ones who you see walking up and down with tattoos, 9 times out of 10 they're probably taking the joke because it ain't nothing to them, man.
And what's the brother put up on the chat? A kebab for jab, yeah?
Kebabs for jabs. Free fairground tickets for, like tickets to Alton Towers if you take it. And at the fairgrounds now, they're setting up little jab centres for all the little kids who are running around in there. Now, oh well, you can get your jab.
Let me just check this.
Yeah, you can get your jab while you're taking your children up and down in the fairground or whatever.
Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
And that makes me mad, man, when they're offering free ice cream to children. I mean, I don't have children myself, but if I did have children and some stupid motherfucker come around saying, oh, to my child, oh yeah, we'll give you free ice cream, that's coercion, man. Back when I was a child, right, they used to show these PSAs, you call them public service announcements, and it used to say to the children, look, if you're outside and some stranger come up to you and says, oh, do you want to get into my car? You can see my puppies, just get in my car, or I'll give you some sweeties if you get into my car. What those guys would do is they get the children, get them in the car, take the children, rape them and then murder them and dash them in the field, right? Child sacrifice, that stuff used to happen a lot.
Yeah.
Now, they used to show these little adverts on TV to try and educate children, like don't talk to strangers, right? Yeah. So I grew up in that kind of generation, right?
Yeah. I remember too.
And nowadays, what's Esau doing? He's acting like those fucking paedophile curb crawlers who would come around to your kids, trying to coerce them by saying, look man, okay, we'll give you free ice cream if you take this jab in your arm. Oh, we'll give you a free kebab if you take this jab in your arm. We'll give you free tickets to Alton Towers or Thorpe Park if you take this jab in your arm. Oh, we'll give you £100 if you take this jab in your arm. It's the same shit. He's trying to lure you in. And if I may, this goes back to flipping Genesis 27, if I may. It's lucky the Spirit just jumped on me. Genesis 27, people need to remember these scriptures, man. Genesis 27, it's lucky, Genesis 25 and 27. And it says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, right? So what does it mean to be a man of the field? It meant Esau was always traveling. Like he's going over this place, he's going over that place. You can see this spirit in the Edomites now, they don't keep at home. So Esau was all in the world, right? And he was also a cunning hunter. Now what does a hunter do? If you're trying to catch a prey, do you run up to it and start shouting it like, oh, I'm going to kill you to a deer? No, the deer's going to run off. You have to be cunning. Esau's probably sitting there in long grass with his bow and arrow waiting for the deer to come out. Esau's probably put some bait there to draw the deer to it. And then when the deer comes to the bait, that's when Esau springs his trap and kills the deer. Esau was very good at that. Now he's doing the same thing in this time now by trying to coerce people. Yep. He's setting traps, making you think, okay, well if I get this, I'll get that. You're walking straight into Esau's trap. He's the most cunning hunter, man. So you need to remember these things, and this is the prophets warning you. Back to you.
Yeah, that's right, because Sleazy E.
Yeah, Sleazy.
Sleazy E. Yeah, I remember them days. They had to show us slides about don't take sweets from strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably much worse now. I went to a shop the other day, and the guy was messing I was sensing he was kind of playing a bit clever, you know.
Was he an Edomite?
Elam.
Oh,
right?
Elam.
But basically, cut a long story short, I didn't like the way he was going on. You know, we were supposed to be doing some straight up nice business and thing, and he didn't like the way we were going on. When I'm going to put up a curse, right? When I went back there, he said he was having some problems. His youth went missing for a little while.
How old was the youth?
Yeah, little young youth. And he was just telling me, like, confided in me that he was a bit worried, you know, you understand?
Yeah.
So, in fact, the youth appeared again, but I think things started to pick up a bit better after he started to experience certain experiences.
Yeah, a little bit of hard adversity.
Maybe the most I said, stop fucking about with this guy, sort him out. You understand? So sleazy, back to what you're saying, Sleazy E, your number is you've been exposed, man.
That's right.
As you brought out in Genesis, you know. Proverbs, the cunning hunter, and this kind of goes into it as well.
Yeah.
Proverbs 7:7 says, behold, among the simple ones I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding. These people don't know what the fuck's going on. What sleazy is setting his traps.
These people don't know their arse from their elbow.
Passing through the streets near the corner, and he went unto the way to her house. Yeah, you know, he's talking about a woman. Yeah,
She drew him in.
and all the cunning, seductiveness of a woman. But you can apply this to sleazy.
Yep.
You know, because he went into their house, and the twilight in the evening of into the black dark of the night, and behold, there met him a woman with a attire of an harlot, a subtile of harp. Yeah, what does that say about? What does this scripture say about subtile?
Yep.
Yeah, what's subtlety?
Yeah, when he was in the garden, he was a subtle serpent talking to Eve.
Right, let's get to the point. Right, so come, let us take our fill and love unto the morning. Let us solace ourselves with love. Right, that's the woman. You know, we know about all these cunning women. Yeah. Right, this is it. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield with the flattering of her lips. She forced him flattery.
Yep.
So subtlety. He uses flattery. I watch some of his any kind of. All right, let's say for example you got the news. That fucker is very, very fucking good, man. I'll give him credit. He can lie. He can make something sound so, you know,
Convincing.
Which some of these things are just downright foolishness. £50 for a jab. That's just, you won't get no one. Only, you know, someone who's got in their head would take that. And a kebab for a jab. You might get the use with the ice cream.
Yeah.
You know, because that thing, they know, you know, the ice cream van come around. I want an ice cream. You know, you're going to beg for your mother for that fucking heat up sugar shit. You know what I mean? All the shit that they put in that. So, you know, so they use that. They're selling something with the flattering of her lips. Because that's what all they're doing is selling venom.
Yep, poison.
And I can't stress it enough. The Edomites, they're full of venom. They have to put venom on you one way or another.
If I may, I said this yesterday.
I've been sick. It's lucky. I've sat down with people when I was in the Christian church. Edomites. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, what do you call it? Middle class, sophisticated Edomites, posh Edomites, sit down eating dinner, and then you come around. What's the putting these dirty fucking fingers in the fucking food? Like they've got to do something nasty.
Everything they've got to defile somehow.
They always got to do something nasty. They can't make everything be nice. They're nasty, man. So they're full of venom. There's their venom, and they have to give you something.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No matter how polite and how flattering they may be, they got to give you something nasty. Yeah, you know. So be careful when you buy certain things. We know what they do anyway. Ezekiel 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Defile food.
bread.
But I used to watch these documentaries years ago, and I used to think, fuck, you know, I was always into some so-called conspiracy theories, which you know, and they used to get sandwiches, reality TV program, and stuff them down their pants. That's why be careful when you get some of these fucking homemade sandwiches and all that. And some of the things that you see in Iceland. Just pray over, as one of the brothers always say, you got to pray over everything anyway.
Yeah.
You got something you want to say, Al?
Yeah, you're saying Esau's trying to give you his venom. Well, he's that old serpent. What does a snake do? It bites you and it injects you with its poison, right? That's Esau for you right there. And again, like I said yesterday, when a snake wants to kill you, it wraps itself around you, constricting you, squeezing the life out of you. So when Esau's coming with these mandates saying, okay, you can't go to travel, you can't go to nightclubs, you can't go to places of worship, you can't go to malls, you can't go to sports events, unless you take 2 shots of this jab, that is the serpent wrapping itself around you, trying to squeeze the life out of you.
Yeah.
Now, if I may say one more thing, I was listening to a song a few days ago, because I like music, I'm into music, and there's a song by Tears for Fears, a group from the 80s, and the lyrics in it goes, when life begins with needles and pins, it ends with swords and knives. So, Esau's trying to say that in order for you to get your life back, you have to take a jab from either a needle or a pin, right? The song lyrics said, when life begins with needles or pins, it ends with swords and knives. Well, guess what's going to come as a result of this? Civil unrest. People are going to start taking up weapons and trying to kill the people who tried to kill them. Once they realize what's going on, people are going to go crazy. It's going to be civil unrest. People are going to be going house to house, as the scriptures say, spoiling with knives, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes.
Yeah.
Back to you.
That's right, man. So go after her. Yeah, I want to just get to the point. I'm going to hand it over to you, okay?
Come on.
Proverbs 18, we're breaking down chapter 7, and we'll get to 18. It says, come, let us take our fill of... Right, no.
That's the
21.
woman, yeah, the woman.
Says, with her much fair speech, she calls him to yield with the flattering of her lips. She forced him. He goeth after her straight as an ox goeth to the slaughter.
Yep.
As a fool to the correction of the stocks. Right. You ever see them bull go to the slaughter, or the the ox or the bull?
Yeah, I
Go
have,
to the-
yeah.
You know, it's just woo, ping, quick, man. Next one, woo, ping, quick. After an ox. Let me read it again.
Yeah, go.
He goeth after her straight away as an ox goeth to the slaughter, as a fool to the correction of as you mentioned, social media. They can't be happy enough, can they? They can't commend themselves, you know. I just got mine, you know.
Yeah, I'm saving the world because I took 2 shots.
You know, like
That's what they think.
And I'm there watching. Who's that?
I'm a 1.
Oh. Yeah, and I'm there watching them thinking, you fool, like a bull to the slaughter. But that video, like I say, that video, it made me think, yeah, fucking hell, go, you can't get it.
Yeah,
You're my enemy, go and get it. Quick, hurry up.
Yeah, speak on it, man. Speak on how it made you feel. Like, the mindset we've got to be in is that, look, man, we've been out here for years trying to warn the people. Look, we're telling them who Esau is, what he's trying to do. People didn't want to believe it. They wanted to be comfortable and just live their everyday life. Well, guess what? Now it's coming down to the wire. So are we supposed to feel sorry for these people? No, because as the brother said in the video, we've washed the blood off our hands. You're not our responsibility anymore. We've warned you. If you decide out of your stupid heart to go, which means your mind, stupid mind, to go and let this random motherfucker stick you in the arm with a bioweapon, then fuck you, and you deserve everything you get.
Right, and as it goes on, we talked about the bull to the slaughter, or a fool to the correction of the stocks. Basically, you go and get your head chopped off. You know, you've took the jab. It's just you're under the egg timer now.
Yep.
And you're on your way out, right? Right. Till the dark strike through the liver, and the birds hasten to the snare. Knoweth not that it is for his life. You hear that?
Yep. You know if not that it's for his life.
Till the dart strike through the liver, as the birds hasten to the snare, knoweth not that it is for his life. Right? Hearken. Yes, shalom.
Shalom.
Hearken unto me now, therefore, all ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Yes. Let not thine heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her paths. So you know, for those who are of the elect, they're going to hear that.
Yep.
You know, that was a cry from a wise man, King Solomon, who knew all about the subtlety of the wicked. You know, the seduction of the wicked, and he's crying out talking from experience, because he had a whole heap of woman. You know what I mean? He knew about women. He had a whole heap of different kind of women. He knew about all the different types of characters. He knew all the tricks, all the so-called tricks of the trade. So this is from the horse's, well, this is from Solomon's mouth. I don't want to say who. This is from a wise man's heart, a wise man's mouth. So I'm going to hand it over to you. I'm going to let you and him do your thing, yeah?
So to following on from what the brother was saying, let me go back to Psalms. Yeah, Psalms 91. I'm going to read this again. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahweh that he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, and in him will I trust. So basically, we don't need to be scared, man. We don't need to be scared if we trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. He's going to take care of us through all this tribulation. Because as the brother was rightly saying, you're entering into Jacob's trouble, a time of great difficulty for the men of the Lord, because Esau's going to come down, or he is indeed coming down, with great wrath pertaining to Revelation 12 and 12. Let me read that quickly. Revelation 12 and 12, scripture that's being brought out a lot these days. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So basically that's the time we're in, but we're not supposed to be afraid. Going back to Psalms 91, it says, surely he will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence, the water. Now the snare of the fowler is what the brother was just going into about that simple Jake being led astray and King Solomon looking out of his window and seeing it. We're not going to be those simple Jakes, Lord willing, because we know the times that we're in. You know, we've measured the time diligently pertaining to 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, so we know what's going on. We can see Esau from afar. But a lot of these simple people, particularly you simple Jakes, who have not been watching and have been slumbering, right? Esau's crept up on you now. Now he's got you in a fucking chokehold by saying, look man, you can't get your life back unless you take 2 shots. Now your simple ass is like, oh yes master, I'll take the shots. You take the shots now, you've got a time span, like the brother said, an egg timer over your head. Lifespan of what? 2 years before you die of heart failure or some other madness, a stroke. Who knows, man? We might get 2 years down the road and people's skin's peeling off their body. We don't know what this shit's gonna do to you long term, but yet your dumb ass still lines up in the queue thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna take the shot, man. I'm doing my part to save the world and fight COVID.
Can I say something on
Yeah,
that?
go ahead.
Because the same people who are running to get this vaccine, are the same people that are running around taking drugs that could kill them on the spot. You know, having unprotected. Not that you should be strapping really, but you know they're running out. They're wild anyway.
Yeah.
And at risk of catching AIDS and all these things. They're not thinking about that, but they're quick to go and run and get an experimental vaccine, so like a vaccine, you know, just because the government says so.
Yep.
You know, and a lot of these people, not to
No, go ahead,
contradict
you
what
go,
you're
you
saying,
go.
a lot of the people aren't even pressured, man. They're just willingly doing it
Exactly.
because they just believe everything they're told.
Yeah, the simple, what does it say? We read that a minute ago. The wise looketh to the way that he's going, but the simple passeth on and are punished. So you're simple, man, and this is what I was saying, man. Ignorance comes with a price tag. Like, this is the thing. People think they can be ignorant to things. So I can hold it up a bit if that's all right. Yeah. If it gets hard, I'll hold it.
No, it's just
Yeah, a lot of people think that, okay, well, and this is what Esau's conditioned people to be. Like, a lot of people won't get into politics because they think, well, I'm not a politician, so I'm not qualified to speak on this. Or they don't want to talk about, for example, medical issues. Oh, well, I'm not a doctor, I'm not going to comment on this. Or I'm not a scientist, I'm not going to comment on this. That's the wrong mindset to be in. Esau put you into a pigeonhole where you're thinking, oh, well, I'm a postman. Well, I'll let everybody else do with the other stuff. I'm just a postman. No. A wise man's supposed to look and be circumspect, as we said. We're supposed to know a little bit about everything, particularly in this truth. So, for example, brothers do their research. If you want to know what's going on with this vax thing, you can't be sitting there thinking, oh, well, I don't know. Because that comes with a price tag. Your ignorance, your stupidity may end up costing you your life. And that's the way it's getting down to be. Now you can do your research, you've got Google, you've got a computer. If you can post on fucking Facebook about you being in a restaurant and what you're eating every day, right? Why can't you use that same tool to do research for, man? If you're gonna be on Facebook putting stupid, particularly these girls, man, they like to put these stupid like Mickey Mouse ears on their head and these smiling faces. I don't know. What do they call them, these flipping, you know, on TikTok, they got them stupid eyes and there's glitter around their head.
Emojis, I think?
Yeah, emojis.
The filters.
Yeah, the filters. If you've got time to be using social media to be putting stupid up pictures of yourself with these filters, why can you not use that same tool to do some fucking research, man, and educate your ass as to what's going on in the world? You got something to say?
Yeah, man, because you was talking about, you know, having the wisdom and you know, knowing what's going on. It's a quick one here. Ecclesiasticus 21:13, it says, the knowledge of a wise man shall abound like a flood, and his counsel is like a pure fountain of life. Mm-hmm. So what we're coming out with, man, you know, we know what's coming, we understand what's going on. So if you're not listening to this, whatever else you're listening to is death, man.
Yep.
Because these devils have tricked you. All right, and some people out there are starting to liven up and understand that this is a whole farce that's going on right now. But ultimately, and I was watching something actually before coming out, I was watching RT and it was talking about the France people protesting against these C-19 passports, right?
Yeah.
And you know, they had to throw it in there that, you know, it's a minority of people that are against it, the majority, you know, and that's just more
That's
of his,
bullshit.
yeah, that's more of his he's casting his spells, man.
Yeah.
Using his media to
Yeah.
cast that spell over the masses,
Right,
man, to make
right.
you all think that this is a normal thing and that people aren't against all of this, man.
If I may comment on that, I saw that same video. He said that a number of times in the article. He kept saying, Yes, but it's only a vocal minority. A vocal minority. He kept repeating it, and that's how Esau does it. That's why when you watch these news, that brothers have done video where they've got all these different news stations, and they're all saying the same thing. Here's an example, right? With RFID implantable microchip. How many fucking times are they going to say, oh, it's the size of a grain of rice? Why are they saying that? Because all the media is scripted, right? All these reporters are reading off their flipping cue sheets. They have to say the same thing.
Right.
So the people who you see on the news, like, what is it? Fiona Bruce or whoever is sitting there on BBC News, they're not writing what they're saying. It's coming from the top, right? Now the people who own these media companies, they basically sit down. I was doing some research on this in the week. Basically, they decide in advance what stories they're going to push and for how long they're going to run with certain narratives, right?
They call it buzzwords. There's like a certain buzzword, and they keep pushing that word. Like it's programming,
right. Exactly. That's why when you watch the news, if you're awake, you'll notice these buzzwords. Like, for example, as I said, every time you see any clip when they're talking about the mark of the beast, which is the implantable RFID microchip, they always say, oh yeah, and it's the size of a grain of rice. Why do they keep saying it? Because they're pushing that same agenda. You know, they're trying to push it like, oh, it's nothing, it's just like a piece of rice. You know, it's nothing. When really, if you take that, that's your fucking ass, man. There's no coming back from that. You know, once you take that mark, you're sealed for destruction.
Yeah, and all these media stations, they're owned by a very few corporations anyway, man. Hence the reason why, and they've been bought out. They've been bought out a long time ago for the very reason to lie to the masses.
Yep. Now people are so simple, they can't connect the dots. They don't understand that the people who own the big pharmaceutical companies are the same exact people who own the social media, and they own the media in general. So if the pharmaceutical companies, right, the people who own those companies, they own the media, how dangerous is that? Because they can be telling you, oh, this is safe, we want you to take our drug. Really, they're just telling you, it's like leading you into the trap. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the same people who own the drugs, that own the media, so they're going to put what they want. And that's why they're trying to silence anybody on social media, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. When you're trying to come out with the real truth now and tell people what's going on, now you're being censored, right? They're shutting down your channel, they're deplatforming people. Now you've got to think about how dangerous this actually is. Think about it, man. This is why these people are so fucking stupid, and they deserve what they get, because they're complicit, right? People are trying to warn you of the dangers, and you're like, no, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. You're putting your fingers in your ear like a fucking 3-year-old. I don't want to hear anything that's negative, which is allowing these companies to manipulate your ass. How stupid are you, man?
I'm going to get a quick switch, but
Yeah,
it's like the Matrix, man. When that guy Cypher is talking to the agent, and he's like, he's talking about getting himself put back in the Matrix, man.
I don't want to remember nothing.
Yeah, that's it, man. He says ignorance is bliss, man. They don't want to know the truth because they want to carry on like everything's normal until it's too late.
Exactly.
So they're all getting shuffled into, you know, prison houses and all that, getting the MOTB put in them and all of that, man.
And that's when they're going to be crying and lamenting, how did this happen? Because you didn't fucking look to your going, man. You didn't hearken unto the voice of the Most High. Yeah, go ahead.
Just a quick one, yeah. So Ecclesiasticus 38 and 4, it says, the Lord have created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
Exactly. That's a beautiful precept, because there's actually cures. If I say this, it's going to get a video clip. But there's cures for the thing that they're threatening people to be scared of. There are cures, and it's not even hard, but they're starting to ban those certain drugs so people can't buy them, because they don't want people to be cured. They want people to take their potion, their fucking what the witches brew, and put that in their arm instead. Esau's fucking like Esau's plan is depopulation. How hard is that to understand? It was written ages ago on the Georgia Guidestones, but when we bring stuff like that out, no, that's conspiracy theory, man. That's conspiracy theory. Just before I come to camp, I saw a little thing from R2, it's not R2, RT. I saw a thing from RT where they're finally admitting that they're using aborted fetuses in maxes. Now, when I tried to bring this information out to a nigger in the world a couple of years ago, my man was telling me, no, that's not true, that's not true. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. I'm like, how fucking stupid are you? But guess what? Now it's proven to be true. What are you going to do? What are you going to do now? You know what I'm saying? All the things that the prophets have been saying, including us and people who've come before us, it's all coming to pass. What have you got to say now? You can't brush it off as conspiracy theory. this time last year, when we were saying that NHS track and trace app's going to be turned into a flipping a thing pass, people are like, nah, that's conspiracy theory. Well, guess what? Now it's proven to be conspiracy fact. What's your ass got to say now?
I got a little screenshot. I'm just going to read out because you touched on something, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is a guy. You can catch him. Just tap him up. Just bring it up. Stanley Pyotkin, right? And this is what he said is in the, you know what? Yeah, aborted human fetus cells, mercury, formaldehyde, MSG, bloody hell, aluminium,
Yep.
egg protein, pig's blood. Fucking hell.
go.
I wouldn't give that to my worst nightmare, mate. Yeah, monkey kidney cells, and there's more. But these are just some of the main things. And you can do research on that guy. The most I made his tongue start to fall upon himself. This guy.
That's right.
He's up there as one of the elite.
There's cannibalism there. You got cannibalism. You got eating abominable flesh in there. You got all the poisons in there. You know, we just read, man. The Lord has created the medicines, man. You know, but this, in fact, going into that quickly, it was Rockefeller, man. I think in 1921, basically bamboozled, I should say, the whole world into, or the whole medical industry, I should say, into swapping out the holistic medicines, you know, the herbal remedies and whatnot, into using what's that?
Into pills and tablets.
Yeah, but there's a particular chemical, petroleum, I think, petroleum-based medicines, right?
Okay.
So he basically got all the he cancelled out all the doctors that were trying to still teach that holistic stuff, and he's bringing in his new doctrine, all right, to teach, you know, so he could use his chemicals. And obviously, it's not about curing people anymore. It's about keeping them dependent on your medicine.
Yes.
Yep.
And big bucks.
Yeah, because the more you have to take Esau's medicines, the more money he makes. That's why the motherfucker be talking about cancer research for how fucking long? Since I was a little boy, I've been hearing about, yeah, we need to raise money for cancer research. But in all these years, you're telling me you can't find a cure for the thing?
Yeah, but they can do that for the seed.
Yeah, within 2 months,
within a year,
they've made a magical vax. And here's the thing: you take that vax, you're still spreading the virus. So they say, right?
So they say. So
Yeah.
no, that's what they're saying themselves, man.
So what the fuck was the point? You're even, in most cases, you're more contagious because you're actually shedding the spike proteins that you put in yourself. So what was the point? Isn't the point of taking something to make you not get sick, when really you're taking something that's going to make you 10 times worse? You got more?
Yeah, I just got a quick, this is Isaiah 25, I'll start at 7 just to get to the point. It says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. Because the mount, when you
Beautiful precept.
reading about the mountains, it's talking about the governing bodies, man.
Yep.
Sometimes it's talking about massive chariots, man. But in this instance, we're talking about the governing bodies, man. And I'm not talking about the governments, man. I'm talking about the real rulers of this earth, man.
Yeah.
All right. You know, Job 9:24. You know, Ephesians 6. You know, these elites, man, these so-called elites, man. All right, they spread a covering cast over the nations, man. A veil, you know, they blinded the people, man.
Yep.
And everyone's falling for it. All right, it says, yeah, and basically Yahweh Shai is coming back to get rid of that, man. It's going to be great.
Yep.
It's going to be great to uncover all the lies, man. And all the nations are going to truly know, because they already know that Esau's the devil, man.
Yep.
All right. It says, verse 8 says, he will swallow up in death. He will swallow up death in victory, and the Lord power will wipe away tears from off all faces, and the rebuke of his people shall he take away from off all the earth, for the Lord hath spoken it. So yeah, man, and that's talking about the elect, man. All right, he's coming back. So see, we're standing here telling you what the deal is. And a lot of you scoffers and scorners out there are looking at us like we're crazy,
Yep.
or we're chatting shit, or whatever you want to say about us, man. But the Lord's going to come and even show you that we were right, man.
That's right.
And at the moment, He's showing you that we're right anyway, man. Because all the things that we've been saying, and especially from the apostles going on back, right, I've been saying over all these decades, are coming to light.
That's right.
And some of you people still don't get it, man.
I've got a preset for you when you're ready. Yeah, so, alright, yeah. Alright, this is Surah, no, Ecclesiastes, Lakia, from chapter 9, verse 13. This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. There was a little city, and a few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and by his wisdom he delivered the city, yet no man remembered that same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. So as the brother was just saying, we've been out here, going right back to our elders and apostles before us, we've been out here prophesying that these things would come to pass, and what's going to come. But where you listen to, like for example, you haven't got BBC News coming up to us and saying, hang on a minute, you guys were saying years ago that this would happen, how did you know? They're not coming to us because we're considered the poor men of this earth. But really, we've got the wisdom and great riches beyond everybody else because we've got the game plan. We've got the flipping, the script for the film. We know how this ends. You know what I'm saying? That's why nothing has escaped us in terms of prophecy. We've not been caught off guard the same way that these fools in the world are being caught off guard. Because these people in the world, they've been lulled into a sort of, like if you've got a little baby, you sing the baby a lullaby to lull it to sleep. These people in this world, they've been lulled into a state of sleep to where their enemy is able to creep up on them to the point where they point blank in their face and stab them in the arm with this thing, straight into their vein, and now they're through. You got all these videos of these people fucking shaking and convulsing and saying, if I'd have known what I knew now, I would have taken it.
Yeah.
Man.
Too late, motherfucker. And
That's
I'm
right.
just to say how it is, man. I've got no sympathy, man.
That's the spirit we need to be in.
You just ran off and just decided to, just take this experimental
Bioweapon.
medicine and just get it, and because someone told you. And that's the same thing that's still happening now. Here we have that they've taken off these wicked laws that they've been, these wicked mandates, right? And you still have people following after it. I'm traveling around and people are still walking around in their masks, getting on the transport in their masks when they know they don't have to. And that's fear, man.
Yep.
It's fear because you don't fear the Most High, you fear these devils, man.
Yep, well, what does Proverbs 1 say? The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdoms, but fools... let me get it. Go ahead, yeah.
But this is Psalm 36, it says, the transgression of the wicked saith within my heart that there is no fear of Yahweh before his eyes. So that's why they're doing these things, man. They think they are the Most High. Yeah, they think that they hold all the power, man. But they don't understand that who's really controlling them.
Yeah.
This is the Most High's plan, man. All right, he's got them doing this. And at that very moment when they think they're about to achieve their goal, he's going to come and destroy them. It says, for he flayeth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. Yeah, man. And his iniquity is hateful because he's claiming that he's trying to save you, man.
Exactly.
But he's trying to kill you.
Yeah.
He's actually trying to kill you. But here he is trying to pretend that he's out trying to save the world.
Exactly.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. It's ridiculous.
And that's why Esau is being revealed in his time. See, before Yahweh comes back to destroy this place, Esau has to be revealed. So he's revealing himself through his own actions. Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 3 says, the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. And he have left off to be wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. Yeah, man. It says his words in his mouth is iniquity. Because it is, man. Listen, because that thing, we just read what that thing contains.
No. Once, can you just hold a, I'm going to move my thing under the tree, yeah? Just hold a brolly on over that for it.
We just read what that thing contains, man.
Yeah,
so that's the iniquity in that, man. You know, because this devil's put so many things in the earth to try and destroy Jacob. He hides abominable